Breonna Taylor. I have a very different take on Breonna Taylor. And it's a take that I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't like. And it's interesting because I haven't gotten into a conversation about it for the most part. I think the whole Breonna Taylor campaign is wasted energy. Not because Breonna Taylor doesn't deserve justice. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if we're pointing our finger at the right people for Breonna Taylor. Right? It's hard because everybody's pointing their fingers at the cops. Now, let's get some of the facts straight about what happened in that whole deal. They served a no-knock warrant on Breonna Taylor apartment because they said she was accepting packages of drugs at her place. They said that the person she was accepting drugs for at her place was present at the time at her place. This is what they said in the beginning. And they said that the packages that she was accepting was at her place. So their idea is to serve a middle of the night, no-knock warrant. Now, the original story was she was in her bed asleep when she was shot. Mm-hmm. That is not true. She was standing in the hallway behind her boyfriend who was protecting them from what they thought was
home intruders.
A home intrusion. Yeah, home intrusion or home intruders. And so I read deeper into somebody who told the whole story. And so they served a no-knock warrant. They came in. He thought they were intruders because they were in their gear. They never said police. Right? He shot thinking he's protecting them. He actually hits one of the cops.
Yeah.
He hits one of the cops, and the other cops return fire. She's next to him, right? Mm-hmm. So this is a series of events that happen. Now we have everybody saying, we need justice for her, and these are the cops. Mm-hmm. However, the cops that shot her was reacting to gunfire, and the cops that shot her was doing the job that they were commanded to do, because that's where I'm going with this. They were doing the job that they was given commands to do, right? I'm not sure, and this is why this Breonna Taylor deal is never going to go anywhere. People don't want to hear that. It's never going to go anywhere because it doesn't lie on those cops. Mm-hmm. The fault lies on whoever signed that warrant. The fault lies on whoever gave misinformation as to the packages being there, because it comes to find out
they already had the guy.
They knew where the guy was. They knew that he wasn't at the house. He was across town. Matter of fact, now this is what I don't know for sure, but they said that he was in custody.
That's what I heard.
So now again, those are things just floating around. I don't know that for sure. I'm just going by this other detailed deal. Like somebody who went and interviewed the neighbors, who've interviewed everybody. Mm-hmm. The fault doesn't lie with those cops. They were doing what you would expect them to do, showing up for work, going, this is our assignment for the night.
Yeah.
We just walked in a house. We're taking gunfire.
Return fire.
We return fire, right? Mm-hmm. We have to get into who lied, because they got the warrant approved because they was told that the guy was in the house.
Yeah.
They was told that the packages were in the house.
But it wasn't.
That's who this that's who the justice
Should be directed at.
should be directed at. And as long as we're directing it at the wrong people are going to get off because it's not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so it's just a hodgepodge. Now, what's crazy is that they didn't hit him. They hit her 8 times, killed her. He says, and this has been verified, like, first and foremost, they treated him like crap because he had shot the cop. They treated him like crap as they're pulling him out, and she's laying there dying, which they gave her no
first aid. They stepped over her body and
yes, they gave her no first aid. And he says that on the way to the police station, another black vehicle pulled up on the side of him,
mm-hmm.
and basically almost apologized to him,
mm-hmm.
that things went so horribly wrong and they were wrong in what they did. And then the person got in the car and they drove off. Now that's his story. I don't know how true it is, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I just think this is a short conversation. I just think, because I hadn't said it out loud and I had, whatever, but I just think that the energy is being directed the wrong way, and that's why nothing is going to happen in this, because you're not directing the energy at the right people.
Yeah. I can see.
And you don't even have to respond to that. I just wanted to say.
I was going to say is that the only.
They're coming to get us. They didn't like that.
The only thing is that not what happened in the moment. I mean, not administering first aid should be some sort of repercussion because, apparently, according to her mother, who I don't think was there, but she probably sat there for at least a couple minutes dying. Mm-hmm. When they could have at least tried to save her. Right. But what comes after of one of the cops, I think they say it's actually the cop who technically shot her. Mm-hmm. And he posted up on Instagram him with two women at the beach looking like he was living his best life.
That's not illegal.
I know it's not illegal, but
looks bad. Not illegal.
I get that, and I know that he shouldn't technically be. There should, I guess, be no technical repercussion for that because he never did anything. But you have to also look at that and go, well, obviously, even if you technically didn't do anything wrong, to know that there are people that are mad at you and to almost go on there and post, almost like boasting, being like, look at me, living my best life while you guys are angry. No, I
agree. Did he do that before it got big or after it got big?
After. This was recent that he posted that.
Right.
When people were really...
and I 100% understand. But he's doing that because guess what? He knows. I'm just going to say, hey, when I showed up to work, this is what they told me to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This is what they told me to do. I did my job. I was taking fire. I returned fire. Now, again, there were so many things that they could have done different, so many things that they did wrong. And there may be some things I don't know about as to why people are singling out these cops. But the idea of a no-knock warrant in itself is ridiculous. A no-knock warrant in a apartment or in the inner city is a ridiculous idea because these are places where people have home invasions. And so they are going to protect themselves. So if you bust in somebody's house, how does it make sense to bust into somebody's house and then when you take fire, feel like you're justified for firing back and killing them? You busted in their house. So I just don't understand that mentality at all and why anybody could possibly think that that's okay. Now, the idea of it is that we can catch them off guard. But there's so many other ways. Like, again, this dude, she's going to work the next day. He's going to work. Snatched him up when they go to work and then search the house, right? Or wait for the dude that you think is there to come out. So there's so many other ways to do it. To justify a no-knock warrant is ridiculous. I told you before, we had it in Dallas where that guy, they did a no-knock warrant. They walked in, a dude hit the sergeant. He was a sergeant. Very, very well-loved guy. That's why I felt bad about it. Because they said this guy was a great cop. Served a no-knock warrant. Dude hit him with a shotgun, killed him, right? As he was a point man coming through the door. But there's also a part of me that goes, if you're busting into a drug dealer's house,
expect return fire.
He's probably going to shoot. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just...
Or busting in anybody's house.
There you go.
Like,
busting
if you have to take into consideration that they might have a gun and that they have no idea that you're coming, and they're going to just think, there's people trying to get in, time to defend my house. Because that's what owning a gun is all about.
Right.
Is defending your house in case... Or that's part of having a gun, is defending your house in case somebody comes in. And so if you think somebody's just trying to bust in, you're going to use that gun because that's what you bought it for.
So